Alright, so back on the Mini again since we've had the radio fixed. So I deleted all the codes again, and this is what we're back with. So we've got a brake pad wear sensor, brake lights, got brake light bulb out, side light, number plate light and brake light, fog lights, reverse lights and fog lights, oxygen sensor before catalyst converter, and throttle actuator, electromotive throttle actuator. So I've gone to the throttle actuator. We'll get that code first. So this is the intake temperature and differential pressure sensor. So we're going to take a reading at this. The 4-cylinder N12 petrol engine is naturally aspirated engine with Valvetronic. See also chapter Valvetronic, you can read up on that. The intake strokes of the pistons create a periodic pressure waves in the intake pipe. This pressure waves travels along the inlet pipe and are reflected by the closed inlet valves. The fact that the length of the pipe is precisely geared to which timing of the valves has the following effect. Shortly before the intake valve closes, a pressure peak of the reflected waves reaches the intake valve. This has a supercharging effect which pumps a higher proportion of fresh air into the cylinder. Brief description of components. So it's imperative that the inlet pipes are the right size and length. So intake temperature and differential pressure sensor. It's a 4-pin plug, and we should be measuring out between 0.5 and 4.5 volts to differential pressure. So 20 kPa 0.2 bar to 250 kPa 2.5 bar. So I'm going to do a quick measurement at that, make sure that's measuring correctly. So we'll go outside and start measuring that, and then we'll go down and start testing at the throttle body, throttle valve actuator. We'll test that, but I'm thinking we might have a leak, an air leak, because you could hear some sort of hiss, and I thought it was from the exhaust manifold, but I'm not too sure. And if you read up what this entails is possible causes of the fault: oxygen sensor before the catalyst converter, Vanos intake pipe, pressure sensor, throttle valve, excess air, which I think it might be, faults in the air intake system, fault in the exhaust emission system, fault in the fuel system, mechanical engine damage, pure compression, Vanos, Valvetronic, pure fuel grade. So it could be a number of things. So I'm just going to test a few items, and we'll go from there. See that there. So if we go into the orange, it comes from the DME. We've got 5 volts on that, and then onto the yellow, 0.7. Into the white, that's our ground, 0.6. But when I do unplug it, the yellow's near enough 5 volts. So 0.7, so it's line pressure. So if we unplug that now, that should go up. Yeah, which it does. So it's saying, is there any other fault code stored in the specific area? Oxygen sensor before catalyst converter, yes. Vanos was there, but it's not there now. Intake pressure sensor, yes. Throttle valve, yep. And there is a slight misfire. So press yes, and I've lost my mouse. Continue. First, work through these codes as 0x blah 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 in a secondary fault. Press yes to continue. Continuity test module, yes. Check the lines of plugs connections, check out function, check display ambient pressure and intake pipe pressure, carry out a visual inspection. Right, carry out functions, check. Establish following conditions: engine off, ignition on. Ignition's now on. At first, the throttle actuator is not activate. The following measures values of the electromotive throttle actuator will be read out: throttle opening, voltage, hold sensor 1, voltage, hold sensor 2. To display the measurement, click next. Right, throttle opening 12%, set point 0 to 90%. Voltage of throttle valve Hall effect sensor 0.5. Yes, so that's moving. Set voltage 5 volts. Yeah, so summer voltage of the Hall effect sensors 1 and 2 are 5 volts, and when it's open and closing, the voltage is moving up. Yeah, you can see that there. So we'll continue. In the next step, the electromotive throttle controller is activated steadily up to 90%. The following measure values are displayed: throttle opening, voltage 1 and 2. Check whether the measurement values display change. To start, click next. Right, they are changing. Both of them are changing. Yeah. You see that there. One's at 2.8, two's at 1.9 now. Yeah, you can actually hear it as well. Check whether values. Actuating of the electron throttle actuate is also audible. Listen for the switching noise from the engine compartment. So go and listen to that as well. Yeah, you can hear it, you can see it opening and closing. See it? Yeah, I'm going to show you that. So I'm trying to work out these chords. I'm kind of thinking it's the rocker core gasket, but what I'm doing is I'm doing a compression test just to make sure it's not a head gasket. So I got 250 on the first one, so I'll try the second one. So that's cylinder 2, it's the same. 250, cylinder 2, so I've got a 3 now. So that's the third one, it's a 240, that's still good. So I'll go into the fourth one and check that one. And it's the cylinder 4, that's way down, it's just over 120. I need to see why that's down on compression. Bummer. So me and Paul again back at the Mini. We've decided to do a leak off test. So we've got the leak off in cylinder 4, and already you won't be able to hear because the compressor's on, but if you just look down there, you can see like the smoke coming out. I don't know if you can see that. There, you can see it there. I can see it on the camera. So it's leaking from the the inlet side. So if I pop, there's nothing coming out of there. There's nothing coming out of the cylinder 3, nothing out the dipstick. So it's all on inlet, and that's probably why we're getting the inlet cords, the airflow mass and the temperature sensor, because it's bleeding back. So yeah, it's a head off job. Nothing else to it. So I'll turn that up, you should be able to see it. So it's only at 20 psi. You can see it, you can see it even more there. You should be able to hear it. So that is where we're at. So job now, take the head off. That's something I didn't want to do. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Cheers.